You are watching Quantum ASMR. And for those of you who aren't new, welcome back. Welcome back. So, for today's video, we are going to be talking about some facts. Some fun facts about Mars. Yeah. So we did the moon, we did the sun, and now we're going on to some planets. So let's talk about Mars, because that seems to be all the rage nowadays. Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't seen my other fun fact videos about the moon and the sun, I will link them below, as well as make this series an official playlist on my channel so that you can watch them all at once if you so desire. With that being said, let's get started. So we know that the distance between the sun and the earth is approximately, on average about 93 million miles. Since Mars is further from the sun than the earth, it's obviously going to have a greater average distance away from the sun. It is actually 142 million miles away. 142 million miles away. That's quite an average distance away compared to the Earth for being so close to each other. Yeah. Or I should say, only one step further as compared to the other planets that are a lot further away. But we'll get into those later. So that is 142 million miles, or in kilometers, 229 million. 229 million. That's a lot. Yeah, I know. It's so funny though, because when you're talking about space, like, we can't even process the actual distance across the span of space, it's like we can hardly comprehend any sort of like giant distances, so it's so funny because when we are thinking about distances just from the Earth to the sun or Mars to the sun, these 142 million miles isn't that much compared to other distances from other stars and other galaxies and all that good stuff. So I just think it's really amazing. I don't know. I think it's just amazing how the human brain tries to process all this stuff, but it's just so big. So anyway, first fact of the day. So, alright, second fact. Its diameter is 4,220 miles. 4,220 miles. It's not that big. It's a little bit tiny. So 4,220 miles. 4,220 miles in diameter. Keep in mind, diameter is not circumference. If you want to find the circumference, all you have to do is multiply the diameter by pi. You'll find the circumference. Diameter, 4,220 miles, or 6,792 kilometers. I'm trying to get the metric system for everybody who's not American that watches this, and also I really hope that America turns to the metric system, because it's a lot and practical, but different video, different time. Anyway, so 6,792 kilometers. I have my notes written down right below me just so that I make sure that I'm not going to say anything wrong. And by the way, for most of this information, you can just go to NASA's website and look up, facts about Mars. That's all I did. I also checked my old textbooks too, but yeah, NASA site has pretty much everything on it, so I'll link them below too. I'll link the page where I got most of the information. But yeah, so okay. Third fact, and we are going to talk about gravitational acceleration. And that is acceleration due to gravity. So we already know that the Earth's gravitational acceleration is about 9.8 meters per second squared. Now, the gravitational acceleration of Mars, however, is a lot smaller than that. In fact, it's around 37.5% of that of the Earth's. So its gravitational acceleration, Mars' gravitational acceleration, is 3.711 meters per second squared. 3.711 meters per second squared. 3.711 meters per second squared, about 37.5% that of the Earth's. 3.711 meters per second squared. And that is the third fact of this video. Let's move on to the next one. So, this fourth one, since Mars is further away from the Sun than the Earth, it would make sense that its orbit takes a little bit longer to revolve one time around the Sun. So for the Earth, it takes us 1 year in Earth years, which is 365 days. 365 days to revolve around the Sun. Approximately, I think it's like 364 and a quarter. However, Mars is like, it's quite a bit more. It's, in Earth days, it's about 687 Earth days. So 1 year on Mars is about 687 Earth days. 1 year on Mars. It takes 687 Earth days to revolve, make one complete revolution around the Sun. Alright, so we know that the Earth's atmosphere, the stuff that we breathe, a lot of oxygen, lots of nitrogen, a little bit of mixed stuff too. A little bit of mixed in stuff too. Mars' atmosphere, however, is made mostly of carbon dioxide, and water vapor, a little bit, just a little bit of water vapor, lots of carbon dioxide. Mars' atmosphere is mostly CO2, and water vapor. That leads us to the question, well, is there water on Mars? That was a big question going on for a really long time that people wanted to know. Is there water on Mars? What we do know is that there is ice on Mars, besides the water vapor in the atmosphere, which is it's not a lot. Mars does have ice caps. liquid water goes, that's still under investigation right now. There's no confirmation on anything as far as like liquid water goes. There was some speculation back in 2020 that there could be some underground rivers or like pools of water, liquid water. However, we don't know if it's actually water or anything like that. We don't know what it is. But yeah, we don't know for certain whether there's liquid water or not. What we see is pictures and stuff like that, so don't know. Maybe there'll be some confirmation on it in the near future, but I am not going to be the one to say, yeah, okay? I'm not astrophysicist or anything like that, so it's not my department. I just like the fun facts. So, fact number 7, I think. Fact number 7. The Earth, as we know, has one moon. Mars, even though it's smaller than the Earth, has 2 moons. 2 moons that I will list right here and here. So, it's got 2 moons. They're kind of like just big old rocks revolving around it. Yeah, they're actually pretty tiny, but yeah, it's got 2. They've got names. I don't want to butcher the names, so I'm kind of afraid of saying them. But I'll definitely list them right underneath their pictures. So, right here, as you can see, we've got this one and this one. You can read. So, anyway, again, I don't want to butcher their names, but I thought that was interesting that Mars did have 2 moons, and the Earth just has 1. Sometimes I wish the Earth would have 2, because I think that would be kind of cool to look at night. I feel like do you think if we had 2 moons, and they were like, I don't know, they were in like a similar orbit, just not like in a similar orbit where you can see both of them at once, but like not to the point where they would like crash into each other or anything like that. Do you think it would illuminate the sky even more because there's more reflective surface? I need to refresh my memory on reflective surfaces because I learned all of this kind of stuff, so I should know. But maybe that'll be a good video. Reflection of light. But yeah, so Mars has 2 moons. Okay, talking a little bit more about its appearance. It is red. Looks like rusty, if you look at it. It's like a rusty color. And that's because it's rust. Also known as iron oxide. Just rust. It is called the red planet, and I tried to match the occasion with my eyeshadow. I don't know if you guys can see this, but yeah. So, I don't know. I tried to make it red. I don't have any red eyeshadow. I really want that Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, because it's got those reds and those pinks and oranges and stuff, and it's gorgeous. I just haven't gotten it yet, so I need to get it because it's really pretty. Anyway, there are large -62.7 or 8, -62, approximately -63 degrees Celsius, -63 degrees Celsius, or -81 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, so, big difference. -81 degrees Fahrenheit, -81 degrees Fahrenheit, or -63 approximately degrees Celsius. This is all average, so like -63 degrees Celsius, -63 degrees Celsius, -63 degrees Celsius. Pretty cold. Either way, pretty cold. Alright, last fact. Last fact of this video. Last fact of this video, and that is the question of its distance from Earth. How far is it away from Earth? Well, I gotta tell you, that depends. Because the orbits or the revolutions around the sun of the Earth and Mars are different. Their speeds are different. They're revolving around at different times. So one's going like this and the other one's going like this, something like that. So this one's going slow, this one's going faster. Something like that. This is a good follow my finger. Anyway, yeah, so because their revolutions are different around the sun, they aren't always going to be close together. Sometimes they're going to be far apart. So there's an average closest distance and an average farthest distance apart from each other, which I thought was really interesting. I mean, I knew it already, but like, maybe you guys didn't know that, and it might be something interesting to you. Anyway, so there's a couple. I tried to look up the average closest distance and the average farthest distance, and these are what I got. Alright, so at its furthest distance away, it is about 250 million miles or 401 million kilometers away. 250 million miles, 401 million kilometers, 41 million kilometers, miles, kilometers, 401 million kilometers at its furthest. Right now at its closest, it is about 34 million miles away. That's still pretty far away, but it's a lot different than 250 million. So, at its average closest, it is about 33.9 million miles away from the Earth, or 54.6 million kilometers, 54.6 million kilometers away. So, that's still pretty far, but not as far. So, 33.9 mil compared to 250 million. It's a big difference. Or 54.6 million compared to 401 million. I mean, come on, that's a lot. That's a big difference, right? So, yeah, anyway, that was the 10th fact. You kind of got a little bit of bonus facts within that 10th fact, but that was the 10th fact of this video, and therefore it concludes our video on Mars. I'm sorry I didn't do anything Mars related other than decorate my face with rust-like eyeshadow, or at least as much as I can with what I got. And I did space ones today, so maybe that makes up for it. I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like Same with my Twitter and my Discord. I love my Discord family. It's super chill. It's one of my favorite places, so follow that as